Hi folks, welcome. I'm back again. Yep. Yeah. Need to get my hands in the clay, need to get dirty. Yeah, it's the 9th of July. 9th of July. And it's round about, I don't know, 5:30 in the afternoon, evening. Just making some tankards here. These are my kind of regular tankards. They're 14 ounces. 14 ounces in weight and about 5 1/4 high. So yeah, I'm throwing these up to the gauge. Yeah, we've had a bit of a tough week, I'll be honest. I'm afraid our little Shino cat, he died. He actually died on Independence Day morning. We came down in the morning, we found him just on the floor tiles, just dead. So that's been a bit of a totally unexpected, no symptoms, nothing. He did have a bit of a, we knew about the fact that he did have a heart murmur, and unfortunately our neighbours decided the evening before to let off some really loud fireworks. And I think it was the combination of, the cats get totally freaked out when, I mean, you know, with that kind of thing, and especially Shino. Shino's like a really sort of jittery cat, very easily frightened by the slightest, you know, like a leaf falling off a tree and he jumps, you know. It's sort of, it's just all been a rather sad week, you know. So I cried a lot of tears because I can't believe that he's not here, you know, as one does. Yeah, we buried him down in the garden there, down over there. Kind of wish these neighbours with these really loud fireworks that they, you know, would have the common decency to perhaps consider their neighbours, you know. I know it's Independence Day and all that, but their 15 seconds of pleasure has given us a lot of heartache. Tell me if I'm being unreasonable. Seems totally reasonable to me, but... Well, Simon, you don't understand. This is America. Right. Well, so what I'm going to do... Yeah, these are tankers. They are 5 1/4, 14 ounces, and just take the. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna. Oops. Sorry about that. I'm gonna splice one through. Somebody was saying to me, Simon, you never cross-section them, you never cut them through, we never. So, and looking at that now, as you look at that, it looks rather wide at the top there. That's optical illusion, believe it or not. That's the distortion of the lens when I come up close. When I zoom in like that, you see the better proportion of what it really looks like. Yeah. Ooh, seems like I've got something in the lens there. Is there a bit of something on the lens? Oh, there's a bit of muck on the lens. Oh dear. Sorry about that. I can't touch it right now though, otherwise I'll mess the lens. Yeah, there's like a. You see this, there's a little blob here, isn't there? Oh dear. That doesn't look good, does it? What have I got that I can maybe I could put my finger just there on the lens, and maybe that will. No, I've cleaned my finger a touch. Ah, that's better. Okay, yeah. So yeah, why don't I just cut him through? That's a bit of a waste of a tankard, Simon. Yeah, I know. Trouble is, I don't want it to collapse once I cut it through, which it might do. It might not. I'm going to cut it through with this wire. So I'll just go halfway through like that, and then come up like that. Come on, buddy. All right, that's the other half. So let's get the camera down just to have a look at that. We'll talk about that. The light is a bit. Trouble is the sunshine is kind of coming in the window there, which so that's about right. I mean, you can see down the thickness of the base there, probably something like 1/8 of an inch thickness through there, and you see that the progression of the clay up the wall of the pot here. Then that little here where you've got that sort of collar there on the top. Alright, that's that. Let me just show you some finger posture positions. Let me just put this tripod down a minute. Maybe I can put my fingers actually on it. As if I was sort of like throwing it, if you know what I mean. So basically, as I'm throwing it, you see it's the two longest fingers that I use, and my thumbs are joined. So go down the bottom there, and you really want to keep the inside fingers a little bit higher than the outside as you lift up and as you come up here like that. Okay, notice that the clay you want to make sure you get a nice flat base, and you push the clay out into the corners well. I mean, I could have got this one, I make them 5 1/4. I could make this one 5 1/2 easily. I could probably get 5 3/4 out of it, but then you have to ask yourself, well, do you really want to make it really that thin? What you want is a very slight, basically you want to have it thickest right down here where my finger is, at that point, but you don't want to have it excess clay there. But you do want to make sure it's, I would say, very slightly thicker there, and then as you come up the pot, it very slowly tapers, you see. Just to, let me throw another one. Let's just keep the camera more or less at that angle. I'll cut that guy off. Just put him over there. Yes. So we'll do another one at that angle. Oh, dee. Right. Coning up, centering down. Sorry, I didn't mean to come across as a sort of bigoted Englishman or whatever, you know, is saying, talking about July 4th fireworks. I understand. If I'd been an American and a British and I was having to live under the British tyrannical, I'd have fought them to get rid of them, paying taxes to some king overseas. Just seems to me sometimes that I find it very noisy around here sometimes. It's just like, I mean, the motorcycles and Harley Davidsons and other motorcycles that go up and down the road. I'm not having a dig at motorcyclists either. I was a motorcyclist myself. Had more than 20 motorcycles. Travelled overland on a motorcycle and sidecar from England all the way down to North Africa. I know what motorcycling is about, and I like motorcycling. I don't really like the noise of some of them. I owned a lot of the old British type motorcycles, you know. Triumphs, BSAs, Nortons. I had a motorcycle called a Velocette. Probably most of you haven't heard of that. A Velocette Venom. That was a cool bike. That was a noisy 500 single. Old thumper, you know. But it does seem that there's a lot of noise here in the town. It's just like, and then yet adding the fireworks on top of it, you know, it's just like too much for poor old Shino. Yeah, he must have had a heart attack in the night. I found him completely like he was asleep. He looked like he was asleep, but he was kind of stiff, you know. Poor boy. So here, this collar, all right, is an important feature, and it serves a couple of points here to mention about it. A couple of functions. One is it's a visual thing, which I'm sure you can appreciate. Okay, it's a detail at the top of the pot. And the other is it serves to strengthen the top of the pot, you see, because the top of a pot here, if you hang a handle off the side of it, all right, sometimes the weight of the handle will pull in this direction and down, and that in turn wants to pull the top of the pot out of round. By having this change of angle here, like we've got here, this elbow sticking out, that gives the top of the pot rigidity. Okay, so it's serving a visual function, because it's where the handle will grow out of here, you see, out of that elbow there, that's where the handle sort of grows out of, and you know, that's an aesthetic detail which we like. And then also it serves to give rigidity. Yeah, rigidity. So don't forget to put in a bevel at the bottom of your pots, and then you can satisfactorily thumb them off. Without a bevel, you'll find thumbing off hard work. Hard work indeed. Let me just pull the camera back a touch. So that'll go there on the board. Hey, thanks for joining us, folks. Yeah, I just need to make a few of these tankards. Did I cut that off? Gosh, don't think I did I? It's not cool, Simon. That's better. Just comes off easily, you see. If you have a twisted wire, you'll find, or a twisted nylon, as this is, it's two-stranded twist, you'll find that it'll get the pot, you'll be able to lift the pot off the wheel that much easier. Don't forget also, you've got to make sure that the outside of the pot is clean off the slurry with your throwing stick, and clean your hands. That's three things that you need to easily lift a pot off the wheel. Okay, a twisted nylon cut-off wire, all right, clean hands, and a clean pot. Three things. If you can get them right. I'm constantly getting people here coming on workshops and they say, oh, Simon, I'm not used to lifting pots off the wheel. I say, what? Who's teaching you? You have these little bats, you're lifting, everybody's throwing on bats and lifting the bats off. That is a terrible waste of time and energy and everything else. Just want to learn how to do it like this, the right way. And Bob's your uncle. Thanks for joining us, folks. Sorry about my moaning and groaning. Bear with me. And come and join us for a workshop. Also, if you're interested in a Leach treadle wheel, best wheels you can get. Not that I'm biased or anything, but they are. Most solid, last at least 3 lifetimes. Good rural American craftsmanship at its best. Built to last. As somebody said, oh, my friend over there in Alaska, oh gosh, his name's gone out of my head. You know who you are. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's just gone out of my head. You know who you are. You had a wheel for me. You now live up in Sitka, Alaska. Old world craftsmanship at its best. Solid as a rock. Seriously. So if you're interested in why I'm having some more made, get in touch with me and we can talk numbers, etc. And yeah. Meanwhile, we keep practicing. I'll see you around the town. Bye now.